Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. My name is PJ and today I'll guide you around Wales in DiRT Rally 2.0. I'm going to take you on a live run through one of these stages so that you have some tips and tricks to use ahead of your next rally. And as you can see here, it is a fairly medium location in terms of bumpiness. It's not as smooth as Scotland and it's not as bumpy as Argentina, but you still need to make a little setup change as you get through here. So what you need to do is you need to go into tune vehicle, you need to jack the ride height up a little bit and soften the suspension a little bit, because a very rough setup around here will throw the car all over the place. But if you just give the car a little bit of compliance, it is very handy. And another thing that you need to be careful of are the road edges. You need to be very careful. You can dip a wheel off some of these just to save a tenth here or there, but if you do it in the wrong place or you catch a bump at the wrong time, then you will end up just going into the trees. So most of the corners around here are low to medium speed, so you need to essentially take each turn on its own merits, because there's not a lot of what I would call weight transfer corners where you swing through one turn and you use the momentum of that turn to swing through the next one. It's not like Argentina or Australia or New Zealand in that sense. You're taking these corners more on their own merits, a little bit like Sweden. And you've got a couple of jumps there like the one I just did, and because you're taking them at lower speeds, they're a lot easier to handle than the jumps on Finland, for example. Because you're not going over them so fast, you're not having so much air, but it's still very important to judge your landing and plan your landing before you take off, because you do need to essentially line up your next corner the very second you land, which is very important. But then you get into more open sections like this and you can cut a little bit more. But when you're in the forest sections like here, you need to be very mindful of your track limits. Again, you can, in some places, more so on the lower side, you can skim a wheel off the road. You can't really do it on the high side because it's a very easy way to roll the car or to spin it round. But then you come up here, watch out for those poles up ahead. Although on this turn you can do a very cheeky cut, that's the best line for that. Although the bump on the landing with the road edges are very tight, you need to be careful of those. In the open field sections, the road edges are more bumpy, like the one I just hit, and it's very easy to spin the car off them. You've also got a lot of rocks and logs to be very careful of as we get up here and we get into this hairpin. Standard hairpin, brake, handbrake, turn, clutch, go. Very simple, as you can see. And then this corner here has got bad camber, so you want to get in as much to the inside as you can. By bad camber I mean it wants to slide you to the outside, which is not what you want. But Wales is a very technical location and you do need to have a very cautious attitude through most of it, but it is a lot of fun at the same time, especially in a decent R5 car like the Volkswagen Polo I'm driving right now. But if you need more tips, you can find more videos on the right hand side, and I will catch you again soon. Farewell.